who else? The Cowboys, but I honestly don't see that happening because they can't even pay Dak Prescott. So why in the hell would they want to pay? What's up, guys? Welcome to our channel, Bumping Grinds. I'm with my man's
Shark Bait.
And this is Jaden. Glad to have you guys back. Real quick, just want to say shout out to all the viewers, shout out to all the support and the love. We appreciate it very much. Like we said, we're just doing this for the fun of it, and we're enjoying it. Please leave a comment down below if you have any disagreements, and we'll respond back as respectfully and peacefully as we can.
Yep.
So with that said, we're going to get into some Russell Wilson trade talk. I'm going to kick it to my boy to start it off.
Okay, so where to begin? Because this is kind of like a sticky situation. So I watched a few videos on why Wilson is kind of like in the predicament he's in. And from what I understand, for the past few years, he's been asking for an offensive line, of course, because he's been getting sacked so many times. And I didn't know specifically how much he's been getting sacked, but if you go back into his history, he has played every single game. He has not missed a single game he's played in since the time he came into the league in 2012 to just this past season, not missed a single game.
That's true.
He's played all 16 games, and he has been sacked at the lowest 33 times, which was his rookie year, and the most 51 times, which was technically 3 years ago. It was 2018, so technically 3 football seasons ago.
Right.
Because 2020 just finished, so yeah. And what happened was the climax of this was when Wilson went to the Super Bowl, the Chiefs versus the Bucks, and he saw that 40-something-year-old Tom Brady is barely getting touched. He's not getting touched at all. There's no pressure whatsoever. Right. And he has time in the pocket, able to drop bombs. So Wilson, he texted someone on like the coaching staff. I don't know if it was his QB coach, Pete Carroll, or the GM. He texted someone. That's the bottom line. He texted someone and said, "Are you watching this game because Tom Brady is not getting touched, and that's what I want. And I want to play an extra 10 to 15 years like Tom Brady." And guess how old Wilson is? Wilson, I believe, is 32 years old. So he said he wants to play another 10 to 15 years. So that means he wants to play until he's 42 to 47 years old, like how Tom Brady said he wants to play until he's 45.
That's a long time, too, from now.
Yep. And Russ has been cooking ever since he came into the league. This past year, he had 4,200 yards, and he was also sacked 47 times. Now, of course, you can say, oh, well, Wilson, he caused, let's say, half of that, or he held on to the ball for too much. You can always say that. Yeah, I get that. But at the same time, you need a good offense line. Wilson, for the past, I would say, 4 years, has been running for his life.
Right. Yeah.
Which means if you run for your life, you're going to get sacked outside the pocket, or you're going to try to make plays happen, which is what Wilson has been doing. And for the past, I'm trying to think. If you really want to say, I think you can go back to 2015, where he was truly starting to cook, because his first 3 years, he had 3,100 yards, 3,300 yards, 3,400 yards. And yes, his touchdowns differed 26 and 20 between the 3 years, and then his interceptions kept on going down by 1 in those 3 years. But to me, 2015 is where he really peaked, because that's where he got over 4,000 yards, 34 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Then the following year, 2016, 4,200 yards, 2017, 3,900 yards. Then he threw 34 touchdowns, which is, I believe, tied for his third highest, because this past year he threw 40. So that's his new highest. But Russ has been cooking for past like 4 or 5 years now, like truly cooking.
Definitely, yeah. He's definitely one of the top quarterbacks in the league, and anybody would be really unwise if he was available for trade and teams didn't want to trade for him. no matter what the contract situation is, because he did sign a 4-year, $165 million deal in 2019, I believe it was April 15th. But the thing is, Russell Wilson's a star quarterback. We all know this. He's all pro. He's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer one day. And I believe he's only won one Super Bowl. Is that correct?
He's won one Super Bowl, and then he's been two Super Bowls.
Yeah. So and he's always played outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
If I was the Eagles, I'm just saying, and if he was available and we didn't have Jalen Hurts, I'd be like, yo, let's trade for him.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
We're not gonna make this an Eagles thing. Come on, we already did that.
I was just saying this as an example because he's that great of a quarterback. I would want him on my own team. But that, we're not in any position for that right now. So
yeah.
With that said, I hear the Chicago Bears, the Saints, the Raiders, who else? The Cowboys, but I honestly don't see that happening because they can't even pay Dak Prescott. So why in the hell would they want to pay Russell Wilson's contract? And I get it.
Correct me if I'm wrong on the Cowboys one. Is that because they don't fully know if Dak's worth it? Am I right about that, or am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're definitely right because that's what.
So then they'd be willing to pay Russ because, to be honest,
right.
we can get into a Dak situation later because I'm not gonna say I think Dak's underrated, kind of like how I did with the Carson Wentz, but
yeah.
I need to go look at his stats, see what he's been doing before I can make that judgment call. But since he came into the league, I thought Dak's been pretty okay, pretty good.
Yeah, so he's definitely not better than Russell Wilson. So I get why.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it's like Russell Wilson. I think he's gonna be making more than what Dak would make. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he should. Yeah.
Yeah.
He should. It's like, yeah, absolutely.
It's like, what are you gonna do with Dak? Are you gonna trade him? Or are you gonna, just let him go? Because you have to do something with him. But anyways, the Saints, Raiders, the Bears, Cowboys. That's the only 4 that he said. Apparently, I'm not going off no Adam Schefter. This is just everything on Twitter that has came out in reports, not just Adam Schefter, multiple reporters. And yes, don't believe everything you see on the internet, which is definitely, I do not do that. I do not do that. Everything I usually see is with my eyes, and it's based off my opinion. But like I said, we all can, agree to disagree. But, with that said, I personally think Russell Wilson, I think what will happen is he will stay.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll stay because I think that Pete Carroll, I think he knows that Russell Wilson is his only chance to even want to, get in, to even step foot into the playoffs or even step foot close enough to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
What's funny about that, though?
What's that?
Is Pete Carroll came out and said that he wants to be a run-heavy offense now, while Wilson said he wants to be pass-heavy. Because, he's a quarterback, so of course he's going to be a little biased towards being a pass-heavy offense.
Should have thought that when they played the Patriots in 2015.
Literally what I was saying. If you're going to say, if you're saying, I want to be a run-heavy offense, now, I don't know if he just came out and said that, recently past year or two, saying he wants to switch up his offense. That'd be completely different. But if he's been saying this, because supposedly Pete Carroll's scheme is to run heavy. He believes in old football, protecting the football to limit the turnovers.
Should have thought that when they played the Patriots in 2015.
Guess what? If you want to limit the turnovers, then you should have ran the damn ball against the Patriots. We all knew that. You're on the 1 yard line, run the damn ball, fullback dive, halfback toss,
Yeah, really. All you really had to do was just do a halfback sting, dive, whatever you want to do. Just run it up the middle. You guys would have been in.
Didn't they also have a timeout left too?
I believe so, yeah. But here's the thing. That was on Pete Carroll, not Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson didn't be he didn't say, oh.
Supposedly Pete didn't. This is supposedly, I don't know if this is true, so don't shoot me in the comments, but supposedly Pete didn't run it because he was mad at Marshawn Lynch.
See, that's the thing, though. When you're
that's petty. Football,
It is, and with that, I feel like there's just something fishy about Pete Carroll. He seems like a good guy, a great coach, and everything, but there's just something seems off because if there's an issue, like a small minor issue going on with Wilson, with him, like with these trade rumors, that shouldn't be a thing at all. That's how you know that there's something going on behind the scenes that isn't accommodating Russell Wilson. You have an all-pro, future Hall of Famer quarterback. You treat him like a king because guess what? In this league, bro, top like NFL, like great quarterbacks like Tom Brady, Drew Brees, all of them. Like I could go on all the list. Russell Wilson, who else? Fucking Patrick Mahomes.
I'm trying to see right now.
Oh,
I believe Wilson is a 7-time Pro Bowler. I'm looking at his stats right now.
yeah.
I think the only years he didn't make it was 2014 and 2016. And out of his, from 2012 to present, he's only missed 2 Pro Bowls. So
Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson. These guys need to be treated like kings because they're the ones that are going to take your franchise to that next level. If you don't build around a franchise quarterback, guess what's going to happen? You're going to go down the drain because that's how it has always worked. You can't have a mediocre quarterback playing a great offense and a great defense. You're not going to win. You need a quarterback that's going to get it done. And
you can't get like an average quarterback.
Look at Andy Dalton, bro. Like Andy Dalton with the Cowboys, he has a great offense and like I'm not even going to say so defense, but if Jalen Hurts had all those weapons, my God, he'd have like 4,000, 5,000 yards a season with that offense. But anyways, my point is you need to treat Russell Wilson right because I'm telling you right now, if Pete Carroll does not listen to Russell Wilson or the GM Schneider, and I think he just signed an extension as well, if they don't listen to Russell Wilson, he's going to be out of there because guess what? These top quarterbacks don't play around. If they want to trade, they're going to get a trade.
Yep. And the thing that's aggravated me is the fact that if you claim you want to be a run-heavy offense, didn't Chris Carson not get 1,000 yards last year, this past season, but the past 2 years he has? So what is that saying?
Bro, I think what it is the offensive line because
it starts with the offensive line, but that's the problem is why are you going to say we want to be this type of offense, but know damn well that you are weak in the one area that is very much needed to get that done.
If Russell Wilson, because he has the weapons, he has Tyler Lockett, he has some
he has Metcalf.
Yep, we all know Metcalf. He has a couple other guys. My Lord, I have a brain fart, but he has a good enough offense to get it done. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those sacks were on the offensive line, but some of them were on. But no quarterback is perfect. So when I say this, I'm not trying to diss Russell Wilson because I'm a fan of him. I really like Russell. I think he's a great guy, a great player, and a great mentor to a lot of players in the league. But at the same time, and I get it, he's trying to make a play. But when you have nothing, sometimes you just gotta throw it away for your own benefit. And when I say
he's been doing like the let Russ cook, and supposedly when Wilson started playing like crap, started throwing a lot of interceptions and stuff like that. That supposedly, I don't know if it was Pete Carroll or the GM that they said, we're going to trust you with the offense, but he was on a thin thread. And they said, well, we're not going to trust you anymore. To me, that's stupid because of the fact that you're going to judge him off a few games when you should know damn well that your offense line isn't even that good. Chris Carson didn't even get 1,000 yards last year. He played 12 games, but he would have needed to get 100 yards in those next 4 games.
Right.
So it's the fact that how you going to judge your franchise player who took you to a Super Bowl, won you a Super Bowl, and then, to be honest, he should have won you a second Super Bowl, but your dumbass decided to be petty and throw the ball because you were upset about your person in the backfield. Like, how does that make any sense?
I agree with you, man.
It starts with the coaching staff, like how you said in a previous video.
Yep,
and it doesn't matter because, like, in a few years, you're not going to be like, you're not going to say, well, who won you that game? You're going to be saying this person or this team won the game. You're not going to say this person won us solely the game.
Right, absolutely. And
so just do the job, get your damn ring, celebrate, and then go down the history books.
So, hey guys, with that said, with everything we talked about, let us know your opinions. Or what would you give up for him if you're any one of those 4 teams that he has for a desirable destination? Yeah, we hope you enjoy this episode. I'm Jaden.
I'm Sharkbait.
This is Bumping Grinds, baby.
What he do?
What it do?